Sacred Beings, and welcome to The Sacred Jewel. Today we are going to be talking about Reiki. So if you do not know what Reiki is, today I'm going to be sharing with you how to practice Reiki, teach you about Reiki, maybe give you a heads up if you're thinking about going to a Reiki class, what it might be like. So today we are talking all about Reiki 1. I am a Reiki master, so that means I've done the attunement for Reiki 1, 2, and 3, and I would love to share all of those with you. Today we are only going to be talking about level 1. So if you would like to be part of our spiritual community, growing together while on our sacred journeys, make sure to hit the subscribe button. So in today's video, we are doing level 1, which is just the basics of energy healing for yourself and for others. So that is today. In the next Reiki video, level 2, that will be more advanced learning about distance healing and just more advanced Reiki. So very important, number 2. And then lastly, number 3 is showing you how you can teach other people, basically how I'm teaching you right now. And how to perform attunements, which we'll talk about that. So let's get started. What is Reiki? So in the simplest form, Reiki just means healing. So it's a healing or healing touch. Reiki is a natural healing energy that relies on the healing intention. So it's all about your intention. It's a Japanese word, rei, meaning higher power, and ki, meaning life force energy. So we are all born with this ability to heal others, and you can actually use Reiki not just to heal yourself and other people, but you can heal animals, plants, food, and even drinks. So we'll get into that later. It does not require a lot of knowledge to practice or to become skilled in this process. It is an instinctual part of our healing. So what do I mean by instinctual? So when you bump your head or hit your elbow, or if a child does this, your instinct is to pick up the child and grab their elbow or grab their head and soothe their pain. So just that act of placing your hand on that injured area with the intention to soothe the pain is Reiki. So if you did not know that, you are already practicing Reiki in your day-to-day life, or have at least practiced it one time without knowing the actual name. So I thought that was pretty cool. So pain is the physical body's way of bringing your intention and focus to that injured area to promote healing, and to hopefully remind you to never do that or hurt yourself again in that way. So when you're practicing, all you do is you focus your intention on healing to help facilitate the natural process. So our body is always healing. So when you have a bruise, I bruise very easily, and I have a lot of bruises on my legs right now. Most of them, I don't even know how they got there. But your body is always healing. You don't have to do anything. That's just the magic of your body, is your healing. But Reiki speeds up the healing process. So when you're performing Reiki on someone, your intention is to facilitate the intention of healing faster. And then a story about that is I have a cat. Her name is Duchess, and she's my mom's cat, but she liked me, you know how cats get drawn to people. So I like to call her my cat. But one time she escaped from the house because she would go inside and outside, and she was gone for a long time. And when I think my mom found her, she must have fallen out of a tree or got attacked by something, but all 4 of her legs were broken, both of her arms and her legs. My mom took her to the vet, and they got her all bandaged up, or it was 3 of her ligaments, not 4, but she had casts, so she couldn't walk, and all of her legs were covered in wrapping, and she would just lay there. And this was after I became a Reiki master, and I would just lay with her, and we'll get into how to perform Reiki, but I was just focusing on healing her body, and I was crying. It was very emotional. But she recovered a lot faster than normal. And to prove this, my mom took the cat for a follow-up to the same doctor, and the doctor was amazed how fast the cat had recovered. That he said there's no way she should have recovered that fast with all of her bones broken. So I thought that was a pretty cool way to prove that it does work. It helps speed up the healing process. So let's talk about physics. So in physics, our physical body is made up of the same energy that surrounds all matter. We are a part of the quantum field with the potential to manifest as a material substance or of the energy around it. So, all physical matter is simply a more dense concentration of this energy field. So, because all matter is connected, including us, we are able to affect and be affected by one another with our focus and intention. Because we are energy, we can be manipulated, right? So basically, you are what you think. You are what you eat as well, but you are what you think. So your thoughts and words have power, which you probably already know. And you never want to focus on, that being said, you never want to focus on the pain if you're healing someone or healing yourself. You don't focus or say, like, my arm hurts or my stomach aches. You just want to focus on the healing or focus on the good things, not the injury, not the pain. So it's really cool that when you're practicing, you don't even need to know the person's ailment. So you never, we'll get into this when you're actually with a client, but you never want to ask them, oh, what brought you in today? What's causing you pain? Energy doesn't need to know that. Source, life force doesn't need to know that. The energy is gonna heal and cleanse where it's supposed to go without you knowing. And simply by knowing the location of the pain kind of blocks your intuition because you're going to be focusing on that area, which you don't want to do, which we'll get into. So one last thing is the success of Reiki depends only on the intention of the practitioner. So if you're practicing, it's all up to you of the success rate. It's simple. All you do is focus on healing and then healing will occur. That it's easy as that. So let's talk about the chakras and auras real quick because they do have a lot to do with Reiki. So the energy currents flowing through and outside of our physical body is our aura field, our auric field, your aura. So when people say you have great energy, which I thank you guys for that compliment, they're really seeing your aura and like the light around you. And then just as blood vessels run throughout your body, so do the energy channels or the chakras. Each chakra serves a specific purpose and controls different aspects of your emotional body. So if you don't know about chakras, I'm not going to get a lot into it right now. I would like to do a different video on that. But basically, our thoughts, feelings, beliefs originate in our energy body and are translated by the chakras into the chemical language of the physical body via hormones. So this is why you feel emotions, or we feel emotions with such intensity. And if a chakra is out of balance or blocked or closed, it will be experienced or show itself emotionally or physically. So keeping your subtle body, your aura, chakras, energy healthy and balanced has a direct effect on how good you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally. So Reiki helps heal the aura and helps heal and open your chakras, helps clear and cleanse the flow of your energy. So Reiki can help with all of that, which will then help the physical. So you see where I'm going with this? So let's get started on how to perform a Reiki. So what is the session going to look like? When I attended this class, they gave you a lot of handouts, so I basically took notes from all the handouts, and I have all my notes that I took when I was in the class. So I'm basically going to share from both of those. So let's begin. What a Reiki session. So what you want to do is you want to center your thoughts. You want to get grounded. And I've talked about how to ground before in other videos. But you want to center your thoughts and create an intention of healing. Focus on healing. And it's very important. You want to focus on healing the person as a whole. So like I said, not on a specific part of the body, just on the whole person. And the whole person. So you want to begin at the head and work down to their feet. So they could be laying, like in my class, they were laying on a massage table. They can also be sitting in a chair, but if they can lay on a massage table or on a couch. I know I performed Reiki on my mom laying in her bed or laying on the couch. You can lay on the floor, wherever the person is most comfortable. But you want to start with their head and work down to their feet. And you want to maintain comfort between the comfort level between your client, which we'll talk more about that. And you always keep yourself apart. You want to be a part of your practice, because this is supposed to be healing as much for you as it is for the client, beneficial for both of you. And then we'll talk about your hand position. So a lot of people, Reiki, you see like healing hands or energy coming out of the hands. So healing can actually be done without even touching a client. So you don't really need to use your hands. But trust your intuition and work on the areas that feel right to you. So you maintain a healing intention, and then you cannot go wrong. So that's all you need to do, is your intention is to heal this person. It is said that the life force energy has intelligence and will provide healing where needed, even when the healer is unaware. So I thought that was pretty cool. You just focus on healing and know that the energy is going where it needs to go to heal that person. So, as you know, probably if you've been watching me, I live in an RV park, and the neighbor is leaving and they have a huge bus. So if you can hear that in the background, that is what it is. Hopefully they are heading out pretty soon. So, positions, you can hover over their eyes like this, or you can put your hands on their eyes. When I was learning in class, I like doing one hand on the person and one hand hovering. So do what feels comfortable to you and the person you're working with. You can also go over their ears, the sides of their heads, like their forehead, underneath their ears here, their neck, upper stomach, lower stomach, their roots chakra. So really all the chakras you can place your hands along if they're comfortable, or hover if they don't want to be touched, along their legs, their knees, the top of their feet, bottom of their feet. And after you do that, then you start again. I liked starting again at the top and focusing on their aura or energetic field and cleansing it. So it's like you're dragging your hands over them and pulling at their I don't know if pulling's the right word, but like clearing their energy around their head, down their body, and you're really pushing it towards their feet to get rid of all the negative energy, take away anything that doesn't serve them, and you pull it out from under their feet and throw it. You literally throw it out of their feet away, all the bad or negative or sickness or illness. You throw it away at the bottom of their feet. And you can really make this whole session your own. I'm going to get more into my notes. So let's just do that real quick. So my other notes, when you're working on someone either in a chair or laying down, I wrote in my notes during the class, like, should the client focus on anything? And like if they ask you like, what should I be doing when you're working on me? You just want to speak their language, and you can tell them to focus on healing as well. If they are into prayer or meditation, they can try to go into a meditative state with the intention of healing. They can say a prayer to themselves the whole time. They can just focus on knowing that they are always healing, or focus on trying to get well, trying to get better, because they know what is bothering them, or maybe they don't, but they can think it without telling you, and you can still do your work separately. They can also imagine a hobby or something they like to do while you're working on them. And then while you're working on them, you just want to visualize the success. So like visualize at the end of it, like them being, wow, like that was so healing, I feel amazing. So you visualize, it's kind of like manifesting it, or visualize that they're going to call you, in a couple days, like, wow, I feel amazing since our session. So you never want to tell them that you are channeling energy, or say in your mind or say out loud, I'm channeling energy. You just, because that's going to focus or mess with your focus of intention. You just know that you're sending healing energy to where it needs to go for their highest good. You also want to visualize energy all around you, like a funnel of healing, circulating energy all around you, and then that is then flowing to your clients. You want to make sure to focus. So definitely meditation is going to help if you want to really get strong at focusing your intention. So just to go over a session again in my own words, so you want to have them, you're going to either stand behind them and start behind them. You want to rub your hands together and get them nice and warm. Before you start, center yourself. You want to feel the energy between your hands. That's why I like hovering over people, because I can feel the energy here between my hands. So I'm sure people can feel it when I'm working on them, you know? So center yourself, take deep breaths. You can start with your hands on their shoulders if they're sitting down. A story, after I left the class as a master, my friends who picked me up, I was so excited to start practicing, because the more you practice, the better you get. And I was in the back seat, and I forget who was in the front seat in front of me, but I was like, can I practice Reiki on you while we're in the car? And I just had my hands on their shoulder and on their head, just focusing on sending healing energy to them. And I'm pretty sure I didn't even know that person. It was just my friend had them with them when they picked me up. So you don't have to know the people you work with, which we'll get more into that with distant healing in part 2. So you can start above their head and do light touches around their head, around their neck. Be really gentle while you're focusing on healing. Thinking to yourself all your energy, all your affirmations while your hands are around them. And I will talk to you about affirmations that you can keep in mind in a second. So this energy, you want to think this energy will always be healing to my higher self, to their higher self, to the higher good of all involved. Physically, mentally, emotionally healing this person. They have energy. Visualize your energy flowing into their crown chakra, so above their head. So it's all visualization, intention. Listen to your intuition. So you don't want to attach your thoughts to somewhere, and you don't want to talk too much, because it may be wrong what you're saying. Let them talk to you. So if you're working on them and they're telling you something, just let them talk, take it in, but don't try. I'll tell you what not to do in a second. So the energy goes where it needs to go. As little as 5 minutes to 10 minutes is perfect. But like I said, your practice is your practice. So you can incorporate crystals and sound healing that go along with all the chakras. You can focus on all the chakras a little longer. It can be as long as an hour, 30 minutes, whatever you feel is comfortable. You'll know when the energy has gone where it needs to go and that you're done. You'll know. So if they mention pain, you can definitely place your hands and focus more on that area, but you don't want to ask them. You let them tell you. And then lastly are the attunements. Or not attunements, sorry. Lastly, the affirmations. So these are the things you want to say in your mind. This is just for beginner 1. There are more affirmations and magical, powerful words in part 2. But these are just 4 affirmations you can think about when you're healing yourself or others. So you can say, I am always in a natural state of healing, and this is infinitely wise energy will always provide for my highest good. So you can repeat that over in your head. You can repeat, life-enhancing healing energy is always flowing into my life. I use it for my good and the good of others, and I am grateful for this good. Another one, this life force energy responds to my focus and will radiate good health and wellness to every cell in my body. I like that one. This energy of infinite wisdom will always provide healing for my whole self as I enter into a comfortable state of being. So you can change the words around to focus on you or the client, maybe their name, but make it your own. And then things you want to avoid during your session. You always want to avoid diagnosing your client or even suggesting a diagnosis. So if you are psychic and you hear a thought when you're healing them, like, oh, you need to go to a chiropractor, don't suggest these things to these people. It could be illegal and harmful, as, you know, words are power, persuading somebody to do something. You don't want to do that. Just let them figure it out on their own. You are just there to heal their energy and send healing where it needs to go to speed up their healing process. And you just know all you need to do is you focus on your intention and healing for what is best for the highest good and the highest outcome, not on what or may not be wrong with that person. And then, as mentioned, Reiki can be used on pets, farm animals. So if you rescue pets, you can heal them. If you work at a shelter, healing pets, healing people energetically. If you work at a hospital and maybe you're a nurse or practicing it and you want to give them some extra healing, you can definitely do that. You can help accelerate the growth and health of plants or bring plants back. So if you have a green thumb. And you can charge your food and drinks. So if you're drinking tea, you can hover over the tea or hold the tea and imagine the healing energy going into the water. And when you drink it, that is going to also heal you. So that is also Reiki. And the last part is attunement. So an attunement, this is what I meant about I want to show you how to practice Reiki, but most of the time you're going to want to go to somebody in person. So say like if I were to help you in person, you would want an attunement, which is just, it's an important part of the traditional Reiki experience. And attunement charges the individual with universal life force energy while clearing the channels of any blockages. So this process stabilizes and improves the person's ability to affect the energy that is present in all the universe. So it's similar to turning on a water spigot and letting the water clear out the hose, called the big flush. So the big flush of energy passes from the crown to the root, and it gives the practitioner a new, fresh flow of energy to work with. So this practice will help the person enjoy profound, intimate, loving connection with the universe. And that's the only part that I really can't do here, but you know how to practice Reiki now. But this attunement, like my master did it to me, and he was like up here doing all these things, and like I felt the energy go through. And I kind of want to say you don't need an attunement because you already have the life force within you. But if you want that extra boost of energy that it's mentioning, then definitely go see a practitioner, a master who can give you that attunement. Most of the time it costs money, so that's why I'm trying to share with you guys here for free to help everybody grow. But if you do get an attunement, there is a detoxification process after. It typically takes 21 days, and it's suggested to eat healthy foods with high vibration, drink more water than normal, try to eliminate or cut down on processed food, caffeine, alcohol, or tobacco. And this is to aid the energy of the big flush life force. That way it can manifest in your physical plane. The attunement will help to create a new and much healthier, multi-dimensional you. So I definitely suggest an attunement, but if not, like I said, you already have it all within you. If you want to boost, go for it. And then lastly, a summary that I'm going to read from the pages that we received from the class. So it says, much of the way we think about ourselves is gained through a distorted information we accumulate from our culture and mundane lives. Sadly, these misconceptions regarding our essential nature have caused many to develop poor habits that deny them the opportunity to experience the inherent power of the multidimensional self. To better understand yourself, one must become familiar with the multiple dimensions of our being and the intelligent energy that works through these dimensions of spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical self. So with this understanding, the enlightened self is able to make use of this power for healing, personal growth, and experiencing a better connection with the creative source. This path of self-discovery begins with accepting and engaging the multi-dimensional self and the energy that moves through it. Because all matter, including ourselves, is connected, we are able to affect and be affected by one another and the whole of the universe. Lastly, the individual consciousness is able to engage the essential energy of all creation for a wealth of personal power. This empowerment will allow us to create the life that we desire and give us the ability to share unconditional love with everyone. And it says, take back your power. So I hope that helped you with learning a little bit of basics of Reiki and how you can start healing other people, plants, animals, and things, pets. Please stay tuned for number 2, which is more in depth. I give you a lot more techniques and those magic words that you're going to want to say over and over to enhance your energy healing practice. So please let me know if you like this video. And yes, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.